Alright, let's get started, because life is too short. It's not so short you can't play video games, but, you know. What are you notifying me of? Yeah, I know. They'll show up when they're ready. If and when. Oh my goodness. Thought I was gonna have an argument with someone on the internet. That seldom goes well. Let's see, I think we have a mission already in progress. Somewhere around Minmus. It's probably, ooh, debris. Yep, that's the one. Well, let's see, how long will this take to... Oh, I can't... Oh, there it is. Terminate that. And, oh, one of these is a fuel tank, which I kind of intended to keep around, but it's not that important. What we want. Woohoo! Oh! Thanks for saying hi. It's the little things, you know. We were going, if I remember correctly, we got part of our, yeah, we got part of our orbit overlapping, and then we just need to figure out when we're going to rendezvous with this bad boy. And it's probably going to be several orbits. Or I should come down here and do a little retro to speed things up. Come down a little bit. Oh, what do we have here? That's probably good enough. We'll try another warp. The new oh yeah, I kind of thought I had it everywhere, but I did not have it on YouTube. What is this stuff? Yeah, anyway, that was cool. I thought I was going to have an argument with someone on Facebook, and then they saw my point, and like, wow, someone who's like mature and conversational? That never happens. So, I'm going to put this up here. All over my head anyway. And I'm going to warp over to here, just in case our rendezvous or intersect is not everything I hoped and dreamed for. Over there. Just can't win. Oh, 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 there was something. Looked like we had a fairly close intersect there at one point. See if we can bring that back down. Oh, look at that. Very nice. 1.5 kilometers. Yeah, because we can get that again. If we come to the descending node. Well, we already know that it's going to be a time. Oops, too much. If I can get that descending node right in here, then we'll have a much closer approach. It's not that important. A kilometer and a half is definitely something we can deal with. Oh, I did it the wrong way, maybe. All right, I'm not doing this anymore. It's too fine a move. So this is descending. We'll just align to normal. We'll warp to the descending node, and we'll use RCS to adjust that back to 0. Yeah, that's kind of what my channel is. I don't really have a theme other than just, hey, look, it's that clown. So it seems appropriate. I'm not hiding behind anything. It's just me, all out and, well, I got my clothes on, and I think we'll keep it that way. Marketing research indicates that's the best way to go. So, yeah, clothes, not optional. And it's me. How did you make your name orange? Let's see. Let's warp up to here. We are ready for that maneuver. Hey, I did the wrong thing. Alright, we'll do a little bit of an adjustment. On. And let's see. Let's try the H. Now we need to see what it is. Ah, we're already too far away. Oh, too much. Too little. Ideally, we want that. That's not going to happen. Ideally, we want it down here, but that's okay. And let's come back to here. Maneuver. And was it just a little bit of retrograde, if I remember correctly? So we'll pull down on the prograde. And that should swing that target at intersect marker. Long way? Not what we intended. I just had that lined up too. So now I don't know what the problem is. Watermelon! Welcome back. Watermelon joining us on Twitch. If I remember right, it was just a slightly smaller orbit. And that gave us an encounter down here where the maneuver is. Not right. That should be moving. EE instead of at the intersect point. How has your KSP addiction paid off? Sweet. Do you want to link it? Are you on the Discord? If you're on the Discord server... Oh, well, now it says that we have the... it's so hard to get just right. That looks like a collision course. And, oh, what did it say our relative speed would be? 5.2 meters per second. We should be able to figure that out. All right. Oh, yeah. This can be a pain in the butt, but I'm going to try it anyway. Do you even... do you have the Discord app or website? Or you can try to post it. I think it'll just automatically reject it. I keep wanting to call you Karen because the name keeps showing up. Yeah, typically if someone has a link they want to share, I'll look at it in Discord and then share it if it seems appropriate. Or not. Well, let me go ahead and copy your name. If it'll will it let me copy your name? There we go. Post? I hope that posts. Oh, there it is. Okay, yeah, that looks cool. If I can get the... let's see, we don't need that part of the link. We just need this part of the link. Oh, if anyone wants to watch Watermelon Elon Musk Ox Urfi, launches Falcon 9, was it? There's the link on YouTube. Sweet. Cool. Hopefully, oh, I should have, thing so I can watch it later. I'm just gonna subscribe for now. I'll probably unsubscribe later. Don't let that hurt your feelings. Oh, so we need to do next to nothing and we'll get an intersect. Okay. Is this our current intersect? No, that's after. All right, let's warp to here just to be sure. Ah, the link isn't working. It worked for me. Yeah, if I post it... Oh, because it adds that extra crap on there. Yeah, that works for me. Let me see what actually showed up in chat. Crappy. Paste. But yeah, what shows up there is the full link, so I don't know what the deal is. We'll move on. But what? Well, no, we won't. One last thing. The Hyrule Aeronautics, that's cool. The username on YouTube is Hyrule Aeronautics. So if the direct link doesn't work, you've got that going for you. Okay, where is our target? It is currently far away. No, it's within 300 meters. So, we need to turn that RCS off. Change to target, set to retro. Is it getting closer? Oh no, that's 333,000. Alright, never mind. We'll just stabilize for now. And because it's coming in pretty slowly, so let's warp around. No, that's right, let's go to the maneuver. We'll see if we can skin that down. Aim for the maneuver. Don't want to do this with RCS thrusters. The reaction wheels do a good job of reorienting you without changing your vector. Alright, so 0.3 meters per second. We'll see if we can do that with RCS. Ooh. Yep, that's right about 0. And now our maneuver, or our intersect, has us at 0.3 kilometers. That'll be good enough. All right, let's come over to here. Actually, target. Oh. No, okay, that's fine. What I had set was fine there. Target, retro. Oh, no, I did not mean to use RCS thrusters. That may have messed us up. Yeah, now we're 0.8. I will never learn, but we can still handle that. That will be fine. Will we be ahead? I think that's the target position in the front. Yeah. So let's go orbital, retro, and let's give that a bump. Happens. What are you doing? God. We're back down to 0.3 and 0.6, 0.5, 1.3, 0.1. All right. Never again. Let's switch that to target. Shadow Drone, welcome back. I'm going to be getting a lot of notifications. Sharon's paying the bills. Oh, now you're on YouTube. See, I kind of feel bad when someone switches platforms. And it's cool because you get more directly involved with the chat, but you know, Twitch was kind enough to bring us together, and I feel like I betrayed them. But you'll go back to Twitch as soon as this is over, or as soon as you're sick of my crap. Alright, let's go to here. Our difference in speed is 131 meters per second. Oh, that's... Oh, we're far apart, too, so that's probably why. Does it say relative speed 5.2? Yeah, so we'll be fine. We'll warp to here. What you been up to, Shadow? Are you sure you're not Shadow Zone in disguise? Where's that guy from? I keep forgetting. Is he like from one of the Benelux countries? Not Welsh. I think that's Marcus Thim I'm thinking of. I don't know. Alright, there is our target. It's getting closer and closer. And we're very close to our closest point. Could actually use some thruster. Did I have my engines disabled? Oh, that's right, I have them choked down. He's getting away, Fessick! I need your strength! This is still recoverable. And, oh, was that too much? That was too much. That's okay. Let's see. RCS is on. Let's knock that back down to 0. Oh, that was more than 0, or less than 0. And at the... Oh, I did the thing again. Don't want to turn with RCS thrusters. All right. What are these choked down to? 3? I think we'll go for 25. In trouble with one of these yesterday. I couldn't get it on 23. I could get 22.5, 23.5. But I messed with it for like 2 minutes and couldn't get it at 23. Got all the other ones at 23. So I was trying to match those. But finally it was just like, you win, engine. There we go, 25. And I think this is the last one. Oh, I guess that was the first one. Are we 74 meters? Should probably just use RCS at this point. But at 1 meter per second, that's going to take us a minute to get there. Alright, so that should take us 30 seconds to get there. That's so mysterious. Must be the shadow part of you. Alright, RCS back on. Let's get ready to slow down. Actually, I don't need to slow down. I need to turn this thing up and just bump it. Ta-da! Alright. Let's go back to Kerbin, I guess. Did you want to get out of there? Kerbin? Or is it German Kerman? Could be German Kerman. I don't know what to call him. Oh, it's EVA him. Oh, can he not EVA? Maybe we're on his exit. Oh, well, yeah, we should be able to do a transfer. Oh, what? Oh, Gurman is in there. Wait, is that right? I'm confused. Am I even doing the right mission? Classic T-Ray. Alright, save Wildo. Alright, so we have Wildo. Obtain Wildo's scrapped and recover them to Kerbin. So, he's not the new guy. The new guy's in here. But we should be able to transfer crew. Transfer him right into here. Oops, I did it wrong. I did a right click. I should have done a left click. I think he's already transferred. No crew on part. There we go. He's already transferred. I think we're okay, but I'm gonna free the pivot, and then I'm going to RCS on. Okay, that was a mistake. That was a mistake. Control from here, maybe? Oh, that was off. That will just have to do. I was going to try to back away to try to get the center of mass in line with the ship, but it's going to be a problem child. All right, now how do we get out of here? We'll just live with that. All right, we want to eject in this general direction, which is not where our PE is, so we will do a, we'll set up an O-berth effect. We'll go here, set for retro. We almost already there? Hey, we were almost already there. How convenient. We'll try to bring our PE down over here. We're still at 25% on the engine, so we can do full burn here, I think. We could get all the way down to 10,000 without too much trouble. Yeah, I don't think we have to worry about mountains. And we'll set up a, well, crap in the sky. We can't click anywhere without clicking on something. Oh, there we go. And yeah, then we'll get out here and we'll think about doing some retro or maybe some burn in so that we don't get recaptured by Minmus. Now, warp to next maneuver. Oh, we need prograde. Or, well, we need retro here. When we get to the other side, we'll need prograde, so we'll just use the target marker. Why not? That's what it's there for. Oh, I forgot to unbind the engines. Let's unlimit their thrust. Unlimited thrust. In a world of unlimited thrust, 3 Kerbans are on their way home. They hope. Alright. 39 seconds to burn. This is only going to be a 3-second burn. What happens if we move that? Now it says 4 seconds, so it is calculating live to our thrust limiter changes. I like that. I like it a lot. Maybe I should have worked ahead. Oh, I missed my opportunity. I get so distracted. So easily distracted. I'm all like, look at the Wookiee, look at the Wookiee. Or no, it's look at the monkey, isn't it? Yeah, the Chewbacca defense. And let's warp ahead, because, you know, we don't have all night. Oh, we do, just why spend it on that? One thing, it's quite a bit of warp. But that's cool because that means we're less likely to be captured by Minmus now. Less likely. So let's turn retro. Where's the sun? Because we'd kind of like to land on the right side of the planet. It's just more interesting that way, you know. Think get anything out of a crew report here. This thing is over-engineered for this flight, but it's easier than, yeah, nothing there. It's easier than building a new ship every time. Retro-oriented. Let's slow things down a little. Oh, how much fuel do we have? We might have enough fuel to attempt a landing. I don't think it's going to work, but it might. If I can get our velocity in the atmosphere under 2,000, I can probably cut engines, coast, and then if we have enough fuel left over, there will be some F5 involved. Oh, on Steam this weekend, Skyrim is free. You can play it till I think Sunday afternoon. It's also on sale for $20. I don't know if that includes the VR version or just the standard special edition. I'm gonna play it for free. I'm gonna play it for free. One of the best games ever. Share it with my friends. You guys might not be into it at all, but it's a pretty cool game. Were you promised a hot dog? No, 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 no. I said a fresh puppy. We got puppies coming. I'm guessing next weekend. It's an interesting Minmus capture. I think we're going to do this just so what's-his-name gets more experience. Can we... What's the PE on that? That's fine, yeah. Let's, actually, let's... Look at all that junk. I need to get rid of that junk. It's not even in the trunk. Yep, we're in Mun orbit. But that looked like it might have been a stable Mun orbit. Oh no, here's the sphere of influence change. And then another sphere of influence change. Oh, I see, it goes up here. So, crew report? Probably pointless. We've had too many crew reports from this part of the space. Alright. And we can warp ahead a little bit. Times warp. Looks like an airplane. Thunderbirds are go. And sphere of influence changed. Hooray! Ooh, wow, we are definitely inclined. So we'll probably be landing well above the equator. Probably. Alright, let's come over. If we line up with the sun. Here. Warp here, do some more retro. What is our AP and PE? 6 million and 14 million. So I think we want to get our AP under 2 million before we come in for a landing. That'll get our speed down quite a bit. Alright, retro. Burn. All this talk of hot dog, and now I am hungry. On fuel. Still 3 minutes worth of fuel. This down to 80. If we were worried, we could skim the top of the atmosphere, you know, down to like 58 kilometers of altitude and let that bleed off our speed, which will lower our AP and our PE, lower AP altitude and our PE velocity, so that we'll be coming in, you know, lowering our speed for re-entry. Let's orient prograde so that when we get over here, PE side, we'll be moving a lot faster, so we'll be at the target area for a much shorter period of time. So warp here, set retro. Already be pointed in the right direction when we get there. Let's see, keep an eye on our apoapsis altitude. I'm not finishing KSP, because, I mean, I haven't even been to half of the system yet. But since Skyrim, oh, you might have missed that part. Skyrim's free this weekend on Steam, free to play. So I'm gonna get some playtime and stream time in on that. Keep it on that. Get this under 1 million. We'll still have over 2 minutes burn time, I believe. So, yeah, so I'm just gonna, I probably should have done it tonight as well. I've already got it downloaded and installed. Looks like it works fine. But on the off chance that people were expecting a Kerbal Space Program, I hate to disappoint. So warp to here. If I'd have planned ahead, I could have put the PE over here and then done my last burn here to rotate the PE to the side of the planet that I wanted it. Is that too complicated? It's probably too complicated. So I'll be back to KSP probably Sunday night my time, which will be Monday morning your time, I think. King Akira, welcome! Hope you're feeling all right, dude. It's kind of like, oh, you're suffering, but it's for a good cause. Anyway, let's bring that down. Should we just go for it? Bring it down to 32, or do we want to do a couple dips in the atmosphere? Let's, for anyone who hasn't seen that before, let's just show what that looks like when you're skimming the atmosphere or wading through the upper parts of the atmosphere. We'll get down to 58 kilometers, I think. It's not too dangerous. So, slow burn. That will be inside the atmosphere. 5 kilometers, 6 kilometers, 7 kilometers inside the atmosphere. About there. Okay, keep in mind we are at 930,000 kilometers altitude on the AP. So we'll see what that shows up as after we do our wade through the atmosphere. Oh, I know what you mean. No, I'm not quitting KSP. Yeah, when you're in pain, I know when I'm in pain or when I'm sleepy, I just get super grumpy. I would not blame you or be surprised by you feeling the same way. What's our altitude? 89, so we can warp ahead a little bit. The atmosphere. It'll probably stop our warp. Oh, we've already come out of warp. All right, the music changed. We're under 70K. We are in the atmosphere. Now, we could watch up here. Maybe make that a little easier to see. Can I make that bigger? Right now the planet's in the way. So as you can see, our apoapsis height is reducing at about, looks like 100 meters per second. We're still going down. This is our actual altitude above sea level. And as we get to around, I think it was 8.7, this needle should start moving back upwards. You guys know this, right? We're not warming up at all. We're not getting any glow from the atmosphere heating us up. Okay, the needle's starting to come back up. Okay, no damage, no indications of heat at 58.7 kilometers above sea level. And our apoapsis, I forgot what that was. Was it 930,000? So that has come down quite a bit, which also means that our velocity, let's see, 2,727, continuing to go down as we go through the atmosphere. The atmosphere giving us a little pushback, slowing us down. That's how it all works. Yeah, I can't decide whether this guy's name is German Kerman or German Kerman. Which one's funnier? I think German Kerman is, probably sounds a little funnier because of Germany. Oh, they're playing patty cake. Nope, they're done. Yeah, again, there's two of them now. Still no cards or dominoes on the table. Maybe a game of Othello. Could you imagine watching two Kerbans play Othello? That would be so frustrating. In some parts of the galaxy, that's how we flip a coin. Completely random. Kerbans are very snacky. Oh. And I'm very snarky. Alright, and we'll warp around. Should we do that one more time? Okay, so we went from 930,000 kilometers to 890. Yeah, we'll do one more of those. And what's our speed? Well, we're away from the periapsis now, so that's going to go down anyway. We can't. It's not an apples to oranges comparison. But by the time we get back around to the periapsis, the low point in the orbit, our velocity will probably be under 2,700. 2,700. Atmosphere. And time warp stopped. Ooh, quiet you. I fed you. Wildo is very excited. I can't believe Wildo is a girl's name. And I can't believe that I got all the way to Minmus orbit before I realized what her name sounds like. I like the costume, bro. Alright, 50 seconds to periapsis. Our speed is over 2,700. And it's going up because we're approaching the periapsis, so the wind resistance is not enough to keep us from accelerating as we approach the periapsis. But I imagine that shortly after we get to the periapsis that number is going to drop drastically. It was it 2727? And we've already lost 10 kilometers on our apoapsis height. Well, when we reach the periapsis, it's going to zero out anyway and start heading the other direction. Yeah. No, we didn't lose that much velocity, but we did lose a lot of height. We could actually do a burn while we're here. Bring this apoapsis down, as well as our velocity. Next approach. I don't think we'll have enough fuel to land, but on our next approach, I suspect we won't have to worry too much about overheating. And we're still in the atmosphere, so I can't warp yet. I guess I could force the warp, but I ain't gonna. No sir. Although I could F5. And then force it. Yes, I'm well aware. Unleash the Kraken! I think we'll be okay. She keeps a Moet Chandon in a pretty cabinet. Alright, let's stop the warp so that we can do a real warp. A manly warp. A Scott Manley warp. Here we go. I can't remember what video it was of his that I saw recently. It was a live stream footage. And he's talking. And some guy walks through the background and up the stairs with a towel around his waist. It's just like, pro streamer. Sounds like we're back in the atmosphere already. Oh, I meant to go to the apoapsis and bring our periapsis down to 35 kilometers. Oops. Well, maybe we'll be closer to home next time. Where is Kerbal Space Center? Is that's Korea right there. We need Africa. There's Africa. So right there is home. And we will, well, it may be over here by the next time we come around. So we might be right on top of it. That would be amazing. I'm all for it. All right, and we're still not heating up. Our periapsis is 58.1 kilometers. So we lost a little bit of altitude with that burn. Well, also with the air drag, because you're not dragging just at the periapsis, you're dragging, on either side of it. So any reduction in your semi-major axis is going to bring your periapsis down too. I'll probably do KSP again on Monday or Sunday night, because I think the free-to-play ends Sunday afternoon. Let me check that. Skyrim Special Edition is free to play for the weekend and half price until April 23rd. Oh, I thought it was only half price for this weekend. So I get paid before then. I might buy it. It's an old game. I played it on Xbox, but it's pretty good. It's it's like it's like a top 10 type of game. Possibly the best game ever. Oh, what's going on? You mean Kerbal Sunday evening? Are you saying you don't want to see Skyrim in your roundabout way? Let's see. If you're a Skyrim fan but haven't bought the Skyrim Special Edition, maybe you're perfectly happy with the original, or find that mods for Skyrim already do plenty to improve it. You've got a nice window to take a peek inside without spending a dime. And I was looking for the actual cutoff time. And I clicked on something in black screen. Oh, we've got a link. What time? What time on April 16th? That's what I want to know. Well, that was not cool. Maybe it says on the actual store site. Still drifting through the atmosphere. I can't even see that screen. Skyrim Special Edition. Play for free ends in 1 day and 18 hours. No one told me there'd be math. So, what is it now? For me, it's 8 p.m. So that'll be, would that be 8 a.m.? No, not 8 a.m. p.m. on Sunday. I think that's what that means. I don't know. Sometimes I think that, oh, I don't like Skyrim that much. It's just kind of cool. But then I'll be like, I kind of want to do this, or I kind of want to do that. And then, anyway, let's get to that. Wow. It's almost hard to tell the AP from the PE. And let's not go with the actual AP. Let's go with, down to 35 kilometers. We've wasted enough time with this tomfoolery. Edgar! Let's see, we're there, so let's go ahead and start the burn. Time to feel the burn. So weird, because in 2014, oops, almost went too far. I went a little too far. I'll be okay. In 2014, we knew who was going to be on the Democratic ticket, and then Bernie Sanders showed up and made a ruckus, and then there was all that drama. Clinton. But this is 2018. We have no idea who's going to be on the Democratic ticket. Can't be her. We're already in the atmosphere. Can't be her, can it? That just doesn't seem wise. After everything that's come out about her, and her image has not improved, and so I can't imagine even her staunchest supporters would think that it would be a good idea for her to run. Sure what we want our max speed to be here. Let's slow down a little bit. About 100 meters per second. Well, that makes sense. Yeah, because it looks like if we look at our delta V, if you divide that 2,000 by 2 minutes, very roughly speaking. Oh yeah, well, and it's starting to get a little bit warm, and I'm basically just doing boring stuff. I think I better slow down a little bit more. Yeah, let's slow down a little bit more. What's my thrust to weight ratio? Do I even know here? This says 1.74, so that should actually be enough to land if we had enough fuel. And we're already down to 43, 42 kilometers. And we're not speeding up very much, so I don't think I need to burn again to slow down. We're actually slowing down already. Even though the atmosphere is getting thicker, nothing has shown the danger glow. I forgot F5. Oh, T-Ray. It looks like we're gonna get wet. Yep. Very, very wet. Ooh, and there's a storm brewing. Hey guys, how you doing in there? they seem to be doing okay. It's going to be a bumpy ride, man. There used to be a trick where if you spun fast enough, we're going to lose our retro. If you spun fast enough, uh-oh, something's overheating. We'll have over a minute to burn. Oh, but it wants to turn us. Probably okay if it does. I'll just have to... We won't be able to, yeah, I mean, it's kind of a pipe dream to think we were going to land anyway. It's going to be the water. But I mean, you know, what better way to test it? All my chutes are set up. I could do this. And then move all my... Oh, that's not cool. Can I do that and then move all my chutes down? How far are we from the surface? 7,000. What's our suicide burn? Oh, we're supposed to go now. I don't think we're gonna make it. Yeah, this is the worst suicide burn ever. Where are the drogue chutes? Let's just launch all of them. Got that crap, Space Commander. Did I stage that? I don't think I did stage that. I probably better. Someone said the chutes are chutes. I don't know what that means. Birds on there. Parachute. I can't read that. Maybe if I pause it. Packing here, pack chute here, chute local. Interesting. The world is sideways. And we're still up very high, so we should probably speed things along. Da 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 da. Boom. $300, $200, $250, two even, $150, $100, and let's real time with Bill Maher. And now, lift off. Oh, the engines don't work. Oh, they are working. That's hilarious. We're gonna swim back to KSP. Oh, this is nice. Hey, I like your boat, bro. We probably better slow down before we have collision damage with the water. And yep, I guess if we can't radial out, maybe with RCS thrusters. No. Oh, the gravity is so heavy here. Alright. Again, tomfoolery and whatnots. Are we still moving? Well, I guess we're slowing down. There's no real reference point to say how we're moving. Anyway, now we can go back. One last IVA. Hey, can you breathe underwater? Me neither. Whoa. I don't even have a border thing, which I haven't used that much lately. Bing. Ooh, 0.1 science earned. Very impressive. Oh, and I got tired of not having money, so I just made some. YT Ray, how did you make money? Basically, you take ore tanks, fill them up, combine them with convertitrons, power supply, hey, you remember that one, right? Hinata Vasmalo? Am I saying that right? I think I showed that off a couple times and you weren't here. It's my greatest I thought it was listed under Moneymaker. Hey, there it is. Moneymaker, Moneymaker 2. Probably Moneymaker 2 is what we want. It's kind of expensive to build, and it's another idea I just completely ripped off from Marcus' house. Empty monopropellant tanks, full ore tanks, and I think it's a ratio of like 3-to-1. Convertitrons, batteries, power sources, radiators, and I could stand to have some, what do you call those things, solar panels on there as well. Alright, taking a look at our money, this is going to cost us 1.4, but our current money is 4.4 million. If we take this out to the launch pad, I'm sorry, was that loud? I don't understand the mods that I have that well. Hanyo Hime could definitely explain them better than I could. Whoa, 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 whoa! Maybe we forgot to auto strut? Maybe there'll be a piece left over. I don't understand where all the fire is coming from, because the monopropellant tanks are empty. Can you hear me over the booms? The monopropellant tanks are empty. And the ore shouldn't be combustible, should it? I wouldn't think so. Anyway. Yep, that's how you make money. That's how you lose money. We have here, this one is transfer window planner. I haven't used that yet. I imagine I will want to. And this, there's so many pieces here, it definitely is a resource hog. What's this one for? DCK Paint Shop? I don't know what any of that does. There's closet. I guess the other stuff runs in the background. This one here, though, we will use. Auto strutting. Auto strut to grandparent. I'm still not sure why Hanyuhime said to... Oh, we got a circle. We got a circle curse. Blah. Circle cursor. Circle cursor. So is the game gonna crash? Oh, Oh, that is some slow frame rates. Look at the vehicles. Chug, 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 chug. Yeah, that is a smooth animation. Maybe I should have just done to heaviest part, because then they'd all go to the same thing. Alright, and we have the animation back. Let's head to the launch pad. Hope for the best. What was it, 4.4 million? Oh, I don't think it makes very much money. I think it might make like 1.5 million at a time. So we should have taken a closer look at that number. And it's too late for me to look at my backup screen. And we've got a gray fog here because there's just too much for it to process, and it's still kind of bumpy. There is no SAS, so I had this working before, so I don't know what I did differently. Maybe I did strut to heaviest part. And did I have it set to 1? Yeah, so we can see our monopropellant is slowly increasing. Our electric is slowly going down at about 1 per second. But if we warp this fast enough, it will trick, or it did before. So that's still going down. It was tricking it so that the number was so, the negative number was so big that it just added power back. So even at nighttime, it thinks we're making more power than we're using. So if we speed it up a little bit more. Oh, it's like the time machine. There we go. And we ended up using... What's Jib doing there? That should be an engineer. Something else to keep in mind. So what went boom? Anything? That does not look auto-strutted. But I don't think we lost anything valuable. Let's go ahead and recover. That's the wrong display. Let's switch displays. There we go. Kerbal Space Program has encountered an error and must close. Would you like to open this folder now? No. It's still running in the background here, but I think it's going to die. I think it has died. All right, I'm going to click no, and that should close the program. Okay, well, maybe that's locked too. Okay, I killed it. Somebody blow taps. This might be a joke. Windows 7 instead of Windows 10. All right, if we right click in the taskbar, nothing there. Go from somewhere. Okay. Let's bring that back up. Join me now on this adventure. Oh, there it goes. All right. Let's take a quick look at what I have and don't use. I think someone bought this for me, but I don't know how to... Is Command Cortex? I don't remember showing any interest in it. I never bought it. I don't think it's free. Creativerse, Wolfgang wanted that. It's sort of a Minecraft ripoff. Look, in some ways it's better, in some way it's not, I guess. Counter-Strike, Day of Defeat, Deathmatch, just got that for the weekend. Ghost of a Tale, I've been meaning to play that on stream, but, or at all, and I just played it for, I think, like 10 minutes on my own and thought, oh, this will be good, and I just never got around to getting back to it. The Half-Lives, Left 4 Dead. I think my friend Tom bought that for me, or he had it for free, and I don't remember. Let's see, Opus Magnum. Oh, that's the puzzle game. I thought I would be streaming that, but it requires, I find that it requires so much concentration that it's just like, screw you guys, I'm over here. Ricochet, Rocksmith. I need to get my guitar out because I can't play, but the reason I can't play is because I don't play. Slam Rancher demo. Someone suggested that I play that, and I just did not like the demo. My kids liked the demo, but I didn't. Spell 4, that's pretty old. It's like a Windows 98 game, but I enjoyed it, never got back to it again. Subnautica, of course. Team Fortress Classic. I think I had to buy that. I don't think you get that for free, but I really liked playing that on Windows 98. Warface, it's a good first-person. It's a decent first-person shooter. The mechanics work, but the other than PvP, it's if you don't have a good team, then it's just going south. Warframe, I couldn't get that working, and then Subnautica VR. Anyway, Kerbal Space Program. Let's get back to that. There we go. So that's how you make money. Oh, damn, I missed a lot. Zdravstvuyte. Yeah, we should have looked at the number count on that. But I did use that. I made like at least 2.5 million using that or one just like it. And I think it's foggy because there's so many things for the graphics engine and the graphics card to deal with that it's just too much. Make that money, watch it burn. In there, starty start. Resume. Oh, I hope my persistent file is from after we landed. We'll know if Jeb is in the astronaut complex. Or actually, we can just... Oh. Should we try again? No, let's recover that. I think we made money. Yeah, because that was 4.4 before. So we got 786,000 from the parts, and I don't know if that includes the fuel. Well, it can't include the fuel, can it? Yeah, I guess it could. But anyway, that's not pure profit, not 700,000. I don't think. Because if we just bring it up again, just to see how much it costs to make, and we're at 4.84 now. Maybe this is the one I used. No, I think this might be. I'm not sure. But anyway, this one cost 1.4 to build. And then after we recover it, we get, what, 400,000? 350,000? Let's try this one. This one has solar panels on it. It's smaller, so you make less per outing. But I think what happened was this is the one that I don't know. This is the way you do it, but obviously you're gonna have to fix it first. And lander can, You put an engineer in there and it goes, especially a higher level engineer, and it goes faster. Oh man, it's almost 9 o'clock. What can we do for the next 20 minutes? I don't think we can get a mission done. Well, we might. I might have something that's already in position. Yeah, that's not real fog. That's a glitch from the graphics processor not being able to keep up. Yeah, that's with the mod. I don't know. I mean, there's nothing there. There is no atmosphere, so it's hard to say. You didn't like my title? Well, he better hurry, he or she. Hey, Mantita Joe. Wow, how do you even say that? Mantita Joe? I think that's pretty close. I was showing a way that you can semi-cheat to make money by taking full fuel ore tanks, and convertitron and empty monopropellant tanks, plus your power source, your cooling devices, and through the conversion process, basically make money on the launch pad without ever doing a liftoff and that kind of thing. Probably. I mean, I made that one because I had. Here, let's take a look at these real quick. I made this. This is two parts of a three-part rover. But I made this one because I wanted to be able to put it inside a cargo bay, and you can't put a big drone inside a cargo bay. I tried. It didn't work. It wasn't pretty. There was blood, fluids, mostly transmission fluid. So basically, you have this central unit here. It's got docking ports on either end. And then you take two units like this one with docking ports in the middle, and then you can dock that to there, and then you've got a T assembly, and then you dock on the other side, and then you've got an I assembly, or an H, however you want to look at it, and you can drive it around. It's pretty stable. Yeah, you could do that for other things. I'm not sure what you would do it for other than space stations, and we've seen that. We've seen people do space stations and bases that you take the parts to where you're going and you build them. Just not a rover that I can think of. Brightness? Yeah. Well, yeah, I've got a good idea for increasing the brightness. Okay, that made it darker. I apologize. Hey, that's, well, anyway. Oh, it's just a cloudy day? Is that the problem? There's stars going by. Da, da, da. Whee! Or satellite. Oh, I hit the wrong button. All right, so that's brighter. That's a little brighter. From bright. This is the front end of this, and this is the rear component. And see, hold down middle mouse button to drag the camera. There we go. Oh, so I put these stabilizers on here so that you can drop it, activate the stabilizers, it'll upright itself. Same with the, this is the rear assembly, same with the front assembly. And this has, I don't remember what I did. It's not RCS thrusters, is it? Oh no, it just has really strong reaction wheels. So if it's, now I need to move this way. So if it gets tipped over, oof, or lands the wrong way. And if you do this on a full gravity surface, you know, drop it from a cargo bay, then you're probably going to get an ouch. Oops, wrong way. But you can, you know, with those strong reaction wheels, you can make it right itself. And then drive over to where you're going, and then these little rings pop off, and these small wheels come off, which maybe you should leave them on. Maybe ditching those is a bad idea. I'm not entirely sure. you know, use the outside wheels. You're going to get more speed and durability. So you probably end up breaking these anyway. Um, but, you know, maybe while they're there, they would do some good. So maybe leaving those on rather than using these stack separators would be a good idea. Although it is fun to set these off because they go boom. Minmus? Mm, well, just for yeah, let's do a save game and then do a quick launch, see if we can get to Minmus in the next 20 minutes, just for fun. Save game. I was looking for something to do anyway. April 13th, right? Happy Friday the 13th. I hope all my superstitious friends are cringing in their skin. I want to go break a mirror. I would, except, you know, they're expensive and, you know, broken glass is dangerous. Doop, 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 doop. We'll just use that same one that we took to Minmus yesterday. Thunderbird 8. G, because I know. And it doesn't matter who's in there. What's weird about this assembly is I think only one of these connects the top to the bottom, because that's just the way Kerbal Space Program works. But it looks like each one of these we hover over, well, not this one. No, yeah, that one too. That grabs everything below it. So usually Kerbal doesn't work that way, but it seems to be working for this one. Bad part about this, if you do this, and then you try to remove this and put it back, it can end up quadrupling, you know, so you'll have 4 central stacks, and you'll have 4 of each of these, so you end up with 16 boosters, and then I didn't try to launch it like that, but I imagine it's a disaster waiting to happen. All right, so quickly, what we have here, we got a twin bore in the middle, which is upper, that's up there in the research, but you could probably get away with a smaller engine in the middle, especially if we went with less weight. And then I keep getting the things backwards here. And then we've got Reliant rockets on top of these FLT 800s, and I've got them stacked 3 high here. We've got Separatrons up here to help move them away when they get staged. They go with the various stages. We've got fuel lines so that as this is burning, it's also moving its fuel towards this one. So as this one's fuel is going down, it's being resupplied with this one's. And so when this one's empty, we eject that. There we go. So the 4, our north, south, east, and west boosters get ejected. And then as these are continuing to help us boost, our odd numbered ones here, they're also moving fuel towards the middle. And then when these run out, they're ejected, and we have our central core. We've got some fins here for stabilization, and then our tank is mostly full at that point from the 4 outsiders feeding fuel back into it. Reaction wheel for stability, skipper engine, which goes to another. Do I even have a fuel tank? Yeah, I've got a fuel tank on top of the twin bore. So the Rockomax is also higher up in the research and development tree. But if you go with a much smaller and lighter final ship, this is pretty big. And I don't know if you saw how much Delta V we had when we got back to Kerbin. So you could go smaller and, you know, like do these maybe 1 or 2 stacks or 1 or 2 high. Let's see, we got the skipper in there, more fuel, reaction wheel, fairing to cover all this up for wind issues. And then we've got separators here, 4 Terrier engines. I did have another engine in here, but oh, I think we had fuel left over in there that I didn't use. Maybe. I'm not sure. Crew cabin, don't need that unless you're doing a rescue, and lander can is lighter. Capsule, you don't really need this grabber unit. Let's get out there. I'm pretty sure Jeb's in there. He's always in there. It's always me with Jeb, isn't it? Oh, that rover, the reason to make it in sections is if you can fit it in a cargo bay with, when it's assembled, it's too wide and long, and not so much tall, but it's too wide and long to fit inside the cargo bay. So by breaking it in 3 pieces, you can almost put 2 of them side by side in the cargo bay, and then you just need more room for the 3rd one. There may be a way to squeeze all 3 of them in there, but they'd probably blow up, you know, from things running into each other, and then they wouldn't want to separate when you get them to where you're going, I suspect. There may be a way to do it. All right, let's all right, we got our stabilization on. Let's take a look at where Minmus is. So we go to M for map view. Minmus is over here, and as you can see, its inclination is different than the planet's equatorial inclination. So if you can get the moon, or the Mun, has the same, it has an equatorial plane, or its plane is the same as the equator of the planet. So if you can get that flat and then twist to where Minmus's plane is also flat, you get a pretty good idea zooming in. Well, we're a little bit off there. But when the Kerbal Space Center, it looks like we're on the far side, is in the middle of the planet, like not here, but here, then your ascending and descending node for Minmus are in roughly the right place. I use this mod here to show me the inclination difference. We've got to set target first. Oops. Minmus set target. But that's just a shortcut. Once you get into orbit, you can set your target and then go to an ascending or descending node. Let's just do that. Since if you don't have the mod, it's a little bit hard to figure that out. All right, we're going to stabilization, full throttle. We're probably going to want to back off if I remember right, because I think this is a little overpowered. And launch. When we get up to, that seems loud. When we get up to about 70 meters per second, we're going to want to tilt a little bit towards the east to take advantage of the planet's rotation. So that's basically making us go faster. It's kind of the way it works. I'm going to turn that off and on again so that it picks the point that we're moving towards. All right, as you can see, our liquid fuel on our first stage is about empty, and it got a little bit quieter. You can see how they dove off. That was those little Sepratron rockets that are up here on the top. Try to get a closer look at those when we do our next stage. Oh, cool. Thanks for the sub. Michael, it's been a while. I think it's been a while, hasn't it? Did I finish talking about the rover? Oh, yeah. So in 3 pieces, each piece individually and possibly together will fit inside the cargo bays. Otherwise, if you just got to attach it to the outside of the vehicle, which works, but it throws off your center of gravity, unless you send two, you know, one on each side, center of mass, sorry. Fuel, oh, we're getting ready to stage again. Let's get in so we can see these Separatrons working. Oh, I clicked the wrong thing. And Sepratron. All right, we're still going full throttle. Let's go to prograde so we can tip a little closer to the horizon. As long as we don't tip over. All right, and we're doing well because we're staying in line with this 90 degrees. So that gives us a more efficient liftoff. Let's see, rover, fit the pieces inside the cargo bay, take them there, drop them out. Yeah, otherwise you got to mount the rover to the outside of the vehicle. You get the wind resistance as you're coming through the atmosphere. If you're, oh, atmosphere is getting thinner. if you're landing in an atmospheric place, then you also have the atmosphere problem there as well. So if you want to put it inside a cargo bay and have a nice big vehicle when you get there, then breaking it in 3 pieces like that, to me, made sense. I haven't actually done it, but, you know, the proof of concept on Kerbin works. All right, we still have half of this fuel tank, or these fuel tanks, left here. The brightness too low again? Oh, I think my thing went backwards. So I'm scrolling down on chat. So we're just doing an example of a Minmus launch, and I had this rocket ready. You can see our inclination is just above the 90 degrees here, so we're going a little bit south of east. Well, if it's a self-assembling, oh, let's go ahead and, I wasn't paying attention. Our apoapsis here is already up to 100,000 meters, which normally, without the mods, you'd be looking at it this way. And we're out of the atmosphere now, you can tell by the music change. So we're going to want to tip closer to the horizon, if it'll let me. Those reaction wheels are working. Take this SAS off so it'll drift a little bit, and turn it back on right about there. And we will ignite the engine. Now if we're tilted above the horizon, our apoapsis is going to go up. And it is slowly going up. Because, well, we have our prograde there too, but it's not going to matter that much. And yeah, without the mods, typically the way you'd look at it is like this, so that you can see what your orbit is actually doing. Oh yeah, I remember when I couldn't land on the moon. The moon. Well, actually, I think I got there on the first try, but it was a, I don't remember if it was a disastrous land. I think I had a couple disastrous landings, and then I would land but tip over. Oh yeah, and that was in the tutorial as well. All right, we're still fairly far away from our apoapsis, and it's moving away from us as we're approaching it. So as I've got this, the mod here is telling me that we're 58.8 seconds away, but it's very slowly reducing. So it's moving away from us as we're moving towards it, if that makes sense, because our overall orbit is getting bigger. I don't work it that hard at this. Yeah, I mean, tell your friends. I think likes and comments on the recorded videos help, but and subs. But I think actually telling people, if you know someone who would like what I'm doing, or you think they would, then you know, you'd be doing me a favor, possibly doing them a favor, to let them know, hey, there's this weird guy that says stuff and does stuff, and it's fun and funny. You should check it out. Yeah. Worst thing they can do is say, I watched that guy you recommended. He's a weirdo. You're a weirdo for liking him. Time to apoapsis is still about a minute away. What I'm doing here is I'm going for a mostly circular orbit. You don't really need that, but the problem is, if you have a eccentric orbit with a high apoapsis and low periapsis, and the periapsis is not in the part of the orbit that's good for you to go towards Minmus. What are you doing, dog? I think she found something she wants to lick. So I guess one of the kids dropped something with peanut butter on it. I'm guessing. Ideally, you want the part of your orbit that you're taking off to rendezvous with your whatever, in this case Minmus, to be at the periapsis, because that's where your velocity is the highest. So you need the least change in velocity, or delta V, to extend your orbit out to where you want to go. And that's really what you're doing when you're trying to achieve an escape, is moving your orbit out past where you're falling back towards the planet. Let's go ahead and cook some more engines here. This mod also tells me that we almost have a positive periapsis, or an above sea level periapsis. So there we are. Our periapsis is 7,000 meters above sea level. So it's pretty hard to zoom in there, and we definitely can't get a sideways look at it. Can I do the drag trick? No, can't do that on map mode. But that's well within the atmosphere, and we don't want to go back into the atmosphere. The drag will slow us down, heat us up, ruin our orbit. So let's go ahead and throttle up some more here. I'll do a slower burn instead of a full throttle burn. I'm keeping an eye on this time to apoapsis. I don't want to pass the apoapsis, but Precious, go! She's gonna make my green screen fall. Go, go, go. Go, go, go. Oh, I know what it is. Go, go, go. Anyone want a puppy? She's gonna have puppies. It's not gonna be pretty. One of the kids got into my can of sunflower kernels and spilled a bunch of them. I think it was Sebastian. And so she's eating sunflower kernels off the floor in my studio. Let's see, periapsis is at 29,000 or 29 kilometers, and we're getting closer to the apoapsis. Let's give it a little bit of throttle. We can see this is slowly going up because I've got just a little hint of throttle here. Tedious the way I'm doing it. I should probably just get closer to the apoapsis and do a full burn. I've gone to Moho once and got an orbit, but I did not have enough fuel left to land. What is going on in here? I think I'm having hallucinations. Let's see, 47 kilometers. And I've orbited Eve, but not landed. Dipped into the atmosphere to do some science testing. I've landed on Gilly, but not Ike. I've orbited Duna, done some science there, done some stuff in solar orbit, but if you're transferring between planets, you're automatically doing solar orbit stuff. And that's about it. So I haven't landed on Eve, which is one of the harder places to land. I've tried to return to Gilly, and that has been really difficult. The inclination change, you know, the getting your orbit on the same plane as what you're trying to connect with, can be very fuel intensive. And you know, once you're out there, there's no gas stations, so you better bring enough fuel with you, or have a low enough mass so that your fuel is going to be fine. All right, once we get this up over 70, it will be out of the atmosphere. And then we can take a look at what we want to do. Probably ought to blow it up to about 80, because I'm pretty sure yeah, ideally we want our periapsis on this side. So we're going to blow this up to about, that's not going to matter, because our apoapsis is also fairly low. Head here a little bit, because this is getting tedious. Apoapsis. The atmosphere. So right now we have a good orbit. This will go forever until, you know, acted upon by an outside force. But we're out of the atmosphere all the way around. We will continue to coast until we stop, do something to stop it. So a little bit more. All right, so our next step would be, you want to look at your overhead on your orbits. Generally speaking, you want your target to be at the 3 o'clock position if you're looking at this like a clock, and then you want to start your maneuver from the 6 o'clock position of whatever you're orbiting. So we would set up a maneuver node here, add a maneuver, and we're going to be burning prograde. Let's get out of there. Oops, open that back up. Prograde is this marker. You can use your mouse wheel to roll it, which is sometimes more precise, or you can just drag and, or click and drag. Outward for increase, inward for decrease. Sure, you know that already. And get your AP out there. Minmus has an orbit where its altitude is 46.4. Yeah, 46.4 million meters. So we want to get our apoapsis roughly to the same, or our proposed apoapsis, roughly to the same altitude. So we'll keep pulling that out. That's a moon encounter that we don't want. All right, that's still only 16 million. So it's a lot closer than... Oh, I'm forgetting the important part. We need to change our inclination. You can see here this dotted line across here. And the ANDN, ascending node, descending node. So where are we now? We're here. So our next encounter will be the ascending node. At which point, if we back out far enough, well, let's do it this way so that they're lined up. If we back up far enough, Mrs. orbit crosses our orbital plane, crosses our orbital plane at right about over here. So that looks wrong to me, but maybe I'm just wrong. Oh, well, also our orbit. You can see our orbit is a little bit high on the one side there compared to all these other orbits, which are almost perfect equatorial orbits. So that's part of why that's not where I expected it to be. But our inclination is only 2.7 degrees off because we made a mistake. So instead of, with this increase here, so instead of being 6 degrees off, it's only 2.7. So we fixed half of it completely by accident. Sometimes it goes the other way. All right, so we'll set up a maneuver at the ascending node. If it's ascending, you want to descend, which will be anti-normal. If you're doing it at the descending node, you want to add normal, which will be ascending. Ascending moves you towards the North Pole. Descending, or anti-normal, moves you towards the South Pole. And ascending nodes, so we want to... And usually clicking on the far one makes it easier to see what you're doing. So we'll increase our anti-normal, and I know we're going to need anti-normal, so let's go ahead and orient that way now. And see if we can get... Oh, and ideally also, we know that we started here. If we can get this dotted line to swing at a 90-degree direction, so it's going this way instead of this way, then that's closer to 0.00000 rather than 0.01. So I'm going to increase that just a little bit. And for precision, if you use the mouse wheel and decrease your normal, that will increase your anti-normal. And decreasing is typically more precise than increasing. And 9 times out of 10, you'll start to do this, and I'm so close, and then it'll just go woo, way farther than you want it to. So that's almost 90 degrees. That's going to be good enough. And that tells us that we need to do 105.2 meters per second of change of velocity, or delta V. We're already pointed towards anti-normal, and as you can see, this blue thing behind here, that's this maneuver target. Since we're on a plane, anywhere on that orbit, if we're pointed, 90 degrees off of that plane, then it's going to be the same anywhere in that orbit. Where are we? We're over here. Let's go ahead and warp up to here. Our estimated burn time is 8 seconds, so 4 seconds before we get to the node, we're going to want to go. Oh, it's time to go. That was a pretty good estimate right there. And we don't need to do this perfectly because we're going to a moon. Well, I screwed that up. We're going to a moon, we're not trying to dock with another small vessel. So it's big. 0.1 or 0.1 degrees is still going to get us very close. Next, I think we're almost in the right position. No, almost. Oh, we'll have to, we passed it. So we'll want to do our maneuver roughly here. So we'll add that maneuver again, pull that out, and it's probably going to be, in here, is probably going to be between 850 and 950 for Minmus, in my limited experience. So I'm just looking at that for now, and 8, get it up to 900, and I can already see that we just about have an encounter. Well, look at that. What do you know? Have an encounter at 886 meters per second of delta V. If we had had a high apoapsis over here and a low periapsis over here, this delta V would be much smaller. Probably like 10% to 20% smaller. But you have to burn fuel here to get that, and it's just... Alright, so we want to get to this maneuver. Ooh, it's almost time for me to get ready for work. I'm sorry, I've been ignoring chat because I'm trying to get through this pretty quickly, because it seems like this could be useful to somebody. We're going to warp to next maneuver. We're going to need to be prograde when we get there, because that's what we did for the maneuver node. Let's see, and you guys haven't had a lot to say anyway, so what days do I typically stream every day? I'm not entirely reliable, and I'm definitely not reliable on the time. On the days that I work, Thursday night, this is US of course, Thursday night, Saturday night, Friday night, I forgot Friday, I typically start pretty late, like 6:30 is the target. I think I was early tonight, and sometimes I start as late as 8:30, you know, and just I'd rather do something rather than nothing. Oh, 59 seconds. We should already be burning, because I didn't cut that in half right. And then on my days off, again, my target is 6:30 p.m. Central Time, I'm sorry. Central US. But completely unreliable. Sometimes I'll stream in the morning, sometimes in the afternoon, and sometimes middle of the night. Can't trust me. Do I still have my Twitter up? I do. Which is why I use my Twitter, because that way, if you're not on YouTube or whatever platform you're watching on, you can still get a notification via Twitter when I go live. And I try to announce like an hour before I go live. But again, sometimes that's more like 30 minutes, and sometimes that's more like, you know what, I'm going to go live. And 5 minutes later, there it is. Okay, this is not going to match exactly because we started a little bit late. But we're getting close. Oh, we need to stage our engine. I wasn't paying attention to that. So that's impressive. And 40... Oh, the target's off, but that's okay, because prograde is going to be just about right. Taking a look here. Oh, this looks like we went too far. We went too far. So let's go to retrograde. That's a good way to waste some fuel. And we could use this maneuver target as well, but I think we'll just use the retro. Both should work. I'm not sure which one would be better at this point. All right, I'm going to slow burn this. Let's see, 1/3 throttle. Oh, we got something. So that gives us an encounter right there. What's our periapsis? See if we can get that a little bit lower. 100,000 is usually pretty good. Although, if it matters which way you're going to need to orbit it when you get there, you might as well aim for 0 at this point, because you'll use less fuel, and then when you get there, you can make an adjustment for whether you want to do a polar orbit, equatorial, retrograde, whatever. All right, so we've got... Let me get rid of this. All right, so we have our encounter. Wait, that's a Mun encounter. That's not what we want. What a buffoon. Alright, let's go back to prograde. Prograde, alright. And I should set up another maneuver node so I can see what I'm doing. But I'm fairly confident that this will work in our favor. Unless I just set it up wrong to begin with, and think maybe I did, man. I think I just set it up for a Mun encounter and I wasn't paying attention. Is that what happened? King Akira, were you watching that? This looks like... I can't tell. It seems like we might be going above the equatorial plane, not equatorial, the orbital plane. Yeah, we're going well above the orbital plane. So something went wrong there. Let's go ahead and do an anti-normal. And again, if you're not familiar enough with this, just set up a maneuver node a little bit downstream, mess with it to see if you can get what you want. Down. I'll be using a lot of fuel for this. Yep. Pretty good right about there. We'll go back to prograde. Yeah, in like 10 minutes I need to leave and I won't be back. So let's see if we can get this going. And somewhere around here we should be getting an encounter. Alright, now I'm going to have to set up a node because I don't know if I need to... which way I need to go. So I'm thinking that I'll need to do a radial in burn. So let's just test that. It is 46, yeah, it's 48, so we are overlapping the Minmus orbit. All right. Oh, there's an encounter. So let's do that. We go to the maneuver target, which we also know is our radial out target, or radial in, I'm sorry. Or close enough. And that's 121 meters per second of delta V, so that's fairly significant. Ah, I gotta go to work. Someone's gotta keep these lights on. I don't see you guys paying my bills. Oop, I almost overdid it. I think I did overdo it, but we should still get our encounter. Let's kill this. Ah, I ruined the encounter. Oh, was that another moon encounter? Is that what happened there? See what happens when you hurry? Well, if there's something that I'm good at, it's wasting fuel. Definitely too far out there. Alright, that's... Go for the maneuver target. Warp to next maneuver. Maybe that's what it was. Maybe I went too early. Alright, this is a fairly small correction, 20 meters per second. Alright, there's our encounter. Let's get rid of that node. Warp up ahead. Doing saves if you're not sure what's going to happen or you're concerned about it. Good idea. F5. Pretty good idea. This is not going to be a great encounter because we're going to be 1,000,000 meters away. Is that meters or kilometers? Yeah, meters away. But let's come up here. Oh, we're already warping. This looks like it's wiggling because I have satellites flying around it. Warp up to here. Get our close view. There's what we're trying to connect with. Alright, time warp is over. We know we want to do a retro burn at the periapsis. We can set up a maneuver node so that we can get an estimate of how much delta V we're going to need for that. There we go. We'll need 220 meters per second to get a pretty crappy orbit. You know, it's pretty huge. 2 million meters. Oops, I was where I wanted to be. All right, let's see if we can get it For maximum fuel efficiency, you want to get your burn as close to that periapsis as possible. But you could actually start burning while you're back here, and that will slow you down, and you'll get a better grab from the planet. We're gonna need retro. We already know that, which just so happens to be where our target marker is as well. And 220, so we're gonna want to do a full burn. None of this light burn business for you, mister. And we'll keep burning afterwards so we can get this apoapsis down, you know, within range of these other ones here. And I think we're... Oh. I did not notice this before, but most of the things that are going around the planet here, I think are going in this direction. I'll slow that down a little bit. This direction. And we're going to end up going this direction. So if we were going to rendezvous with something here that was going that direction, we're doing the wrong thing. We should be burning radial in and until we can get our orbit going the other direction. But we're fine here, because we're not really out to do anything. I'm not even going to save this game. Oh, I almost hit the wrong button. So, yeah, that's pretty good periapsis in general. We can warp over to there. Oh, get rid of that. Warp over to here. And we'll do another retro burn. Bring that down. And you can see that we've got an inclined orbit. And that was almost a collision. Alright, so that's a fairly tight orbit. And then, if you look at, if you have some way of indicating, like the sun gives us a pretty good indication which way is up and down when we're looking at this planetoid, where our orbit lines up there, so, and the middle of the planet. So if we wanted to get an equatorial orbit, we should do a burn right about here, and it looks like we're going that way, so it would be on the other side. And if you already have something in an equatorial orbit, then you can just set that as your rendezvous target, and it'll give you an ascending descending node to work with. But these can be kind of hard to, let's see, if the planet is fully illuminated, no shadow, then that means the sun is directly behind us. And so right about here should be our ascending descending node. Add a maneuver here. And then just for grins, let's find something with an equatorial orbit. I think that's not. Do I have anything with a perfect equatorial orbit? Maybe I don't. Alright, we'll set that as target. And then you can see our descending node is way off. I just totally blew that guess. But I'm not sure that that's actually, that doesn't look like it's completely equatorial. So anyway, we got to Minmus. We've got an orbit. You know, from there it's just what do you want to do when you get there? And obviously you have to plan ahead for that. If we just wanted to land, we could do that. And, ooh, I've got 6 minutes before I got to put my socks on. That's right, I stream with no socks on, usually. So, retro, we're already oriented retro. Let's go ahead and do a burn. And we're going to get this pretty close to the surface. Probably 10 kilometers, I think. What happened? It just disappeared. There's the periapsis. 14 kilometers. There we go. And you can, with a high apoapsis like this, when you get to your periapsis, this high apoapsis is going to make your periapsis velocity faster. So it kind of all works out the same way. You can come over to your periapsis and do a retro burn to bring your apoapsis down, or just keep in mind that when you get to your over here, if this is where you want to land, then you're gonna have to cut your you're gonna have to decelerate harder or retro burn harder. So let's go ahead and set up a landing, because I kind of want to land on this light side over here. Alright, and then we're still in retro orientation. We'll go ahead and warp up to here, and we'll come out of map mode. Turn your lights on, then this light here indicates where the hatch is, so I know that for the controls that this is up basically, if I was flying a jet. So what I would want to do is I would want to rotate the vehicle until that is away from the surface. That's what works for me. Okay, this flat area over here, it looks like a frozen lake, is a good place to land. Let's go ahead and come out of retro, or stop locking retro. We'll go that way. I don't think we can make it over there, actually. Maybe we can. Keeping an eye on our orbital speed. Well, here to show me how much, well, you can see how much fuel is here, but that works as well. I think we are going the other direction now, yeah. So I think I just put us back in orbit. Wow, I just drastically changed our orbit. But we're going the direction I want to go. That's cool. Now I can go retro. Oops, wrong way. Turn that hatch back to the top, or away from the planet. Slow down, you dingus. Back to map mode so we can see where we're going to land approximately. Bring this PE down to about here. You're going to land closer than where it shows because you're going to be slowing down along the way. All right, we'll get in there. We still have 85 meters per second of orbital velocity. Let's see if we can speed this up a little bit. All right, and I'm going to burn off that orbital velocity. Get this down to about 10 or 20. All right, and then we'll be doing a more direct fall. If we should have a like a peak. Yeah, like the St. Louis Arch here. All right, so then we're going to want to switch to surface so that our vehicle is pointed away from where we're falling, or the direction we're falling, so that when we apply those rockets, they slow us down directly against the vector that we're moving in. Okay, let's get that capsule hatch back on top just to make it easier. Also, it can be a good idea to have landing lights so that as you're approaching, especially if you're landing somewhere it's kind of dark, that what do you call that? Parallax of the lights coming closer to the surface, you get an idea of how far you are from the surface. I've got this handy thing here that shows me my terrain altitude, which is not always the same as your above sea level altitude. There's no sea here. What are they talking about? Above sea level? I don't know. But I think this is the sea. So that's another reason why landing on these huge lakes is a better way to go. All right. We're only going 37 meters per second, and we still have 14,000 meters to go. So I'm going to warp us in a little bit. Probably down to about 5,000 meters. This will probably be up over 100 then. Not quite 100. All right, orient our retro orientation is fixing us there. And we can start burning now. And if you're new to it, you can try to keep this fairly low. It just takes longer. But we know we've got enough thrust and the gravity's low enough here that, oh, F5, because, you know, famous last words, right? All right, I'll get down to about 1,500 meters and I'll start to slow down. You can see that's coming down pretty quickly. And we're not even at 1,000 yet, we're almost zeroed out. Am I going the wrong way? Okay. And if you overdo it, you're going to start going up, and this number will start increasing, and you're like, what's going on? All right, still got 100 meters to fall here. I have landing gear, so I might as well use it. meters at 20 meters per second, so we might be a while. Meters. I'm going to start slowing down. Anything under 10 should be safe. 10 meters per second. And even wake the baby. And then sometimes if you turn your SAS off, you'll stabilize a little faster. We're there. That's how you get there. We still got a fair amount of fuel, definitely enough Delta V to get back to Kerbin. And that's how you win Kerbal Space Program. So you can get out, plant your flag. If you have your investments in your buildings high enough, you can take soil samples. A good time can be had by all. I do want to recommend, as my friend told me, King Akira, that you want to have good reaction wheels on here because you can actually use them. Oh, is it not working? Oh, it's not quite strong enough. The reaction wheel is not quite strong enough to tip this ship over, but I can use RCS thrusters to tip the ship over. Actually, I wanted to do it the other way, didn't I? Because I've got wheels on this side. But now my reaction wheels are going to make me fall very slowly. Oh, keep going. It's trying to upright me because of the stabilization. It's trying to keep me pointed in the direction that it was established at. Right. And there we go. And, which is why I have these wheels in the grabber on here. You can come up and grab something that's on the surface, use the RCS thrusters to right yourself, and then take it back to Kerbin, which is what we did yesterday and part of today. So, lesson over. Oh, I'm 3 minutes late for putting my socks on. All right, I appreciate you guys being here because it's more fun when you're here. That's kind of my catchphrase, but I definitely mean it. Appreciate you guys stopping by. I'll probably be here tomorrow. Although, yeah, I have to be here tomorrow because I said I'm playing Skyrim. So I don't know what time. I'll try to start a little bit early. Maybe, I don't want to make any promises. I don't make promises. But the plan is 5 p.m. tomorrow. I'll hit the Twitter before I go on, especially if I'm going to go on much earlier. That's probably the best way to find out. And if you wanted to share any files or links or anything like that, you can join the Discord server. Am I typing this right? I'm not typing this right. At T_Ray_TV. That's the name of the Discord server. If you're familiar with Discord. If not, then Google. And we'll be back tomorrow. Thanks for being here. I'm going to leave the stream running a little bit without me, in case you wanted to chat with each other or anything like that. But we'll see you again. Awkward goodbye. Oh well. Till next time. Why would something go right?